is Yesenia Gonzalez, and today I want to talk about environmental health and why it's just as important as our physical health. What is environmental health, you may ask? It's the collective interactions of humans with the environment and the short-term and long-term health consequences of those interactions. I'll be talking about the major issues that are happening and what we can do to avoid or slow down this process. The first major issue I want to talk about is the thinning of the ozone layer. The ozone layer is a layer of ozone molecules in the upper atmosphere about 30 miles above Earth. The ozone layer is being destroyed primarily by chlorofluorocarbons, industrial chemicals that arise into the atmosphere and release chlorine atoms which destroy the ozone. The potential effects of increased long-term exposure to UV light from humans include skin cancer, wrinkling and aging of the skin, cataracts and blindness, and a reduced immune response. Some scientists already blame ozone loss for many causes of melanoma. So with this thinning of the ozone layer, there's less protection against the UV rays of the sun towards us humans, thus causing these problems such as skin cancer. The second major problem that's going on is energy use and air pollution. Americans are now the second largest consumers in the world, the Chinese being first. This is because of the use of electricity power that we use in our everyday lives, such as the light that I have on, the electricity that I'm using to charge my laptop, stuff like that. About 83% of the energy we use comes from fossil fuels, oils, coal, and natural gas. The remainder comes from nuclear power and renewable energy sources such as hydroelectric, wind, and solar power. Energy consumption is at the root of many environmental problems. Among other effects are automobile exhaust and the burning of oil and coal by industry and by electrical power plants. So how can we help? How can we reduce all of this, you may ask? We can help by lowering the amount of emissions we are releasing into the air nationwide. If the government were to set a set of regulations, then excess emissions wouldn't be released into the air because countries would have a limit that they must follow. If, let's say 50% of emissions can only be released by the certain countries, so the countries would have to follow those regulations set by the government. Some countries, such as Canada and recently the United States, have been working into setting these set of regulations so that countries can follow it and take an example after us to prevent large emissions being released into the air. We can also work on a personal level and use less electricity or environmental friendly methods. There's some washing machines that are clean efficient. They're labeled as that, so they use a bit less power than the regular ones. We can, also just turn off the lights whenever we're not using them. We can recycle. We can use light bulbs that use less energy and power, such as the regular ones. So it's a lot of little things that we can do that will help in a big way in the future. And this is why environmental health is just as important as our physical health, because home, planet Earth, is like a body that we have to take care of. Thank you for watching.